What's up, guys? Out of here. Welcome to the video on the channel, and today bringing you part 1 of the Option Playbook ebook. All right, in this video we're gonna go over the Flexbone formations, all the plays and that I run, running wise, passing wise, what I suggest you do on certain plays, what I do. We go over the Power I formation and the Maryland I formation. So next episode, part 2 of this free ebook, we'll go over pistol and gun, which covers more of the passing game of this playbook, but also some running. This one's going to be very run heavy. Obviously, it's an option playbook, and these formations I'm going over are run formations. So expect that. But yeah, this is the long one. It's free, though. I break down everything. All right, I break down everything. So if you want to give it a watch and you want to try to learn something to learn the option playbook, this one's for you. Now, I am using the Air Force playbook in this video episode. I think it's the best option playbook there is. I think rank number 2 would be just the standard option playbook that you run, then Army, then Navy. Those are only 4 option playbooks in this game. Air Force, option, the original, Army, Navy. I don't really touch Navy at all. Army is slowly kind of becoming my second favorite, but Air Force is hands down my favorite. So that's what we're going to go over in this video. It has a lot of the same formations and plays as the other playbooks anyway. They all have about 70 to 80% of the same plays. So once you get one down, you kind of got them all down. But we're going to get into it here. It's a long one. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, it's a free ebook. Come join the dark side of the option playbook, baby. It's been fun. As I'm posting this, we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers before the new game, and 5,000 by the end of the year, which is 2025. So if you're seeing this later, hey, what's up from the past? Hello. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. All right, boys. Hello. Welcome. We're going to be going over, in this part 1, we're going to be going over all the Flexbone positions, or formations, the Power I and the Maryland I. Part 2, we're going to go over kind of like the more shotgun, pistol, right? Pistol and gun formations in this playbook. So obviously, going over Flexbone, Power, and Maryland, going to be a little bit more run heavy once we get to pistol and gun. Obviously, there's run. This is an option playbook, but this is actually what we're going to need when you're going to need some yards. You'll get your passing through there. But let's focus on the first 3. Like I said, Flexbone normal. This is the simplest form of this formation. Now, I am in the Air Force playbook. I personally think it's the best option playbook. I think the next best is the option itself, like the base option playbook. Then I would say Army's playbook and then Navy's. I'm not the big fan of Navy's. All of them, though, have a lot of similarities. Just not a lot of options for Navy, in my opinion. Army is slowly becoming my second favorite, though. But I'm going to show you guys through the Air Force offense. It mainly has almost everything as same as the regular option playbook. That just has a couple different things than this one. But I digress. This is the normal. And one of the staples of this offense is the inside veer triple option. So we're going to start with that. I have a 4-2 on defense, 4-2-5. We can run that. Let's just run. What if we do a linebacker blitz, right? Now, unfortunately, practice mode, it's a lot of work to try to get the other side of the ball set to where you want it. So obviously these guys probably would shift the line in, or linebackers in, shift the line out, something like that. But as you can see here, we actually have the pitch read on the right-hand side, and there's actually extra guy. If you split the field in half right through the center and running and quarterback and running back, in this instance, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the outside, right? There's the pitch guy. We're on the left side. We're only having 3. So I actually would go and flip play over here. Now, the pitch guy is actually the safety back there. So, just right off rip, looking at this formation, since they have that D tackle in that middle of the center and guard to the left, I'm probably going to keep it with my quarterback. We're going to read the end and decide to either take what we can get, or we're going to pitch it out to Genty as well. This is also on Ultimate Team as well. I think it's just kind of a better look than if you were to run in reg. So we're going to hold it, pinch it out, and that's kind of what happens when you don't read it the right way. Unfortunately, with this offense, and what you're going to if you run it a bunch, you're kind of just going to have to take what you can get. All right, you're kind of going to have to take what you can get. We're going to hold it there. Nice. We can get out to the edge. Pitch it if we want. We could have just gone down with Braxton. Took a decent chunk of yards. Again, opposite side of the extra defender. Here, we got it, and we're actually going to cook with Braxton. We're just going to hold this one. You got to balance, obviously. Don't want to fumble with your running back. Now, you can run it to this side. We'll stay here, even though, again, they have the stack on that side. More guys, and especially that Mike creeping up a little bit. Not what you really want to do. But if you do run it, you could either hand it off, right, because there wasn't any defensive tackle on the right side. He's head up with the guard, but especially if he's shaded outside the guard, then you can just run this and hand it off to your fullback right there, right? And unless they user that and run through that gap, it's there almost every time. You can just hand it off. Now, not a big play, right? You're going to expect 1, 2, 3 yards, okay? But this playbook is all about grinding the yards out, right? You might bust out like this, and that's almost a first down, or it is a first down. So that is the base, one of the base plays here. We're going to go to counter option just because I can quickly do it here. Now, counter option here is you have a guy in motion, but the guy in motion actually isn't your pitch guy, okay? He's actually going to motion, do a little eye candy, and then actually going to go block. So let's see what this looks like. Now, we luckily got the pitch off there, but that linebacker made a pretty good read and just sprinted right through the lineman. We're going to go back to that counter option. Again, I'm going to run it away from that strong side, right? If you look, split right down the middle. As you can see, 4 down linemen, 2 on each side. The linebacker split, but you can see that nickel is actually on the right-hand side. So we're going to actually run it to the left side here. Again, and it just sometimes happens like that. It just, like, the game itself is really bad, especially when it comes to play action, misdirections, options. The CPU itself up front just isn't the best. So I don't really want to run this play a lot. I don't like it. I really don't. You're faking to the right, the fullback to the right, and then you're countering with your quarterback. And it's a long process, and especially with a good user on the defense, it's kind of chalked. Now we're going to do our inside veer triple option. As you can see here, inside veer triple option, which we actually did that. That was the first one. Sorry, we're going to go to rocket toss. Now, rocket toss, again, this is literally just, he's going to take 2 or 3 steps to the right, and you're going to toss it out. Now, again, this is the running it to the strong side. Let's see what we can do. And just kind of have more guys over there than you do on your side of the ball. So, again, another one that you would want to, especially now, okay, the linebacker moved back out, but especially now with the unbalanced side over there, we should have a little bit more success as we pitch this ball to the side with one less defender. As you can see this, we kind of have a hat on hat, and you just take your yards. Again, this playbook is just one you grind it out, man. You know, don't expect to get 10 yards a pop every play. Take your 3, take your 4, take your 5. Sometimes you're going to have to take an L. You're going to have to take a loss, especially when you're running that option there. So let's go into a new play in this formation. Choose a new play. We went over 3 there. The rocket toss, inside veer triple option, and we also did the counter option, which, again, I don't really run too much. Now, this one, there's really only a couple left here. Load option, as you can see to the left there, is pretty nice. I do like the load option. Again, we'll run the safety middle linebacker blitz. Now, again, they're now over to the left side. So I'm going to audible, flip the play to the right. Again, split your line down the middle of the field with your center. There's 4 defenders within the box, 3 on this side. So option. Now here, this is the load option. Now here is a tip. It can work this way, and I'm going to do it for you the first couple times. But when you snap the ball, I would suggest not sprinting with your quarterback right away. I'm going to show you sprinting with your quarterback right away here. So I'm going to sprint. As soon as I snap the ball, I'm going to sprint. Hold the sprint button. And this one wasn't that bad, Wasn't that bad. But I found in this game, we're going to sprint it again. We're going to switch sides away from... That's crucial. Even if you're on the short side of the field, switch it, man. It just makes it easier. I'm going to sprint again right out with it. And that one wasn't too bad. We did okay. I just find, especially online, and when it comes to someone with a decent user, you need the play to develop a little bit more. Now, I'm not going to sprint on this one. Not going to sprint. Make it develop. And actually, unfortunately, as I'm trying to show you guys, our fullback just totally doesn't pick up that in there. Again, no sprint out of it. There we go. Now we're going to pick up speed, and look at that. It kind of just seals the edge a little bit better when you don't sprint, and lets your fullback kind of get a little bit of lead out there for you. We're going to switch it one more time here. Again, not going to sprint right away. I'll tell you when I sprint here. No sprint, no sprint, sprint. There you go. Kind of seals the edge. You get to the outside a little bit more. And honestly, most of the time, that's what happens. I take off with my quarterback. I get what I get out of bounds, all that stuff. Let's run to the strong side now with more players. And it's okay. But there's just more clutter, more people in the way. You're not going to get as big a play. So again, run that play to the opposite side. Let's see what we can audible to. We have the counter, which we don't want. And we actually are going to just pick a new play. Here, again, this is that base offense. This is the base, as base as you can get, the normal, triple, option, flexbone. Okay, so we went over the inside veer, the midline triple option. Just don't run as much. QB counter is okay. I mix it in, just not that crazy. As you can see, only 19 calls. Only 19 calls, nothing insane. Now, halfback counter is kind of nice. It depends on the guy you're playing. If you can't run the ball and you can't generate a run, I would suggest against it. Now, I like, again, that wingback dive, WB dive. This is a really nice one here. Again, we'll run with that safety blitz because a lot of people blitz in this game. So let's bring the pressure. I love this play. Again, you really can switch it to the short side, right? Or it's not short side. The, less people in the box, right, is that right side right now. Only 3. And it kind of just sprints, and you head off, and you kind of just have to read your lineman. Again, I didn't do a very good job there. Our left guard that pulled didn't do a very good job either. He kind of just got broken up in the backfield. But sometimes you got to take it outside. And again, this offense is all about taking what you can get. Now, let's run this play as it's designed here towards the strong side of the defense. And there you go. Cut it upfield. Take what you get. This one, you might take it outside. I know it's a wingback dive, right? You're looking, as the play shows, in between the center and the guard. However, you might have to bounce it out. This one, we're just going to take it up the field. I kind of wish my Carson, my running back, or my fullback would get out there and make that block. But yeah, this one, when there's no one, let me see how they're lined up. When there's no one directly in that gap, right, if we were to switch it here, it kind of messes it up. So maybe, this is a new development as I'm recording, maybe you do run it to the strong side because it seems like if a defensive tackle is in between that guard and center there, it kind of blows up the play a bit. Yeah, that extra linebacker coming through kind of blows it up. So that is the wingback dive. I love that play call. It is pretty nice. And I use it a lot. Again, you might take it outside. You might take it inside. The counter, we'll run it a couple times. It's okay. It's iffy. It's really, honestly, the counter is either I get tackled for a loss or I get like 7 yards. There's not really a 2 to 3 yard one. It just kind of happens. It's a very hard read. You kind of just get what you get. I kind of run it in short yard situation, but then that can happen. A lot of times, that defensive guy, which, again, I would run it away. Honestly, I would run this towards the strong side, especially if they have that D tackle in between that center and guard there. This way, yeah, it's really tough. It's a really tough play. I don't call it too much, just to mix in a different look. But I mean, I'm almost handing that ball off to the defender. So that is about it for the normal Flexbone. Now, passing-wise, I'm not the biggest fan of throwing out of the Flexbone, but if I have to, flood is okay. Play action in this game is tough. They're going to fake that toss, almost like a rocket toss, and then you're going to roll out to the right. We'll show that here. We'll do the blitz just in case, sure. Again, it's going to fake that rocket to ball, and we're going to roll it to the right. We're going to try, most of the time I honestly hit Carson out of the backfield. If not, I look for Genty there as well. No, Dunze's on the little streak. So fake the rocket, roll out right, set your feet, throw. You know, it's this game. But this is one where you kind of have to sprint back. You kind of have to sprint back pretty quickly. Because I'm going to just snap this ball and watch what happens. Watch what happens when you're under center in the Flexbone trying to pass. Very slow. Moves just a little bit, and you kind of get an instant shed. Again, I'm not going to move at all. This one isn't bad, but again, you got to move. You got to move out from the center. I would instantly hold, sprint, and roll. Right, set your feet, throw. Looking good there. We're just going to go down. It's okay. Again, I don't really like throwing out of Flexbone, but I do it if I have to. All go isn't bad. I switch up my routes, though. I don't have everyone on an all go. But again, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there. Other than that, I mix in the fullback zone dive and the fullback toss. If you need a couple yards, awesome. Let's go over to Flexbone close. Now, a lot of the same plays here. You have the inside veer triple option, which we run. The zone, fullback zone, counter, rocket toss, quarterback counter control, or control counter. Don't really like that one, like I said. Fullback toss, wing back, and quarterback counter. So literally the same exact plays as the normal Flexbone. So we'll just run a couple. It's the same type of situation here. Again, in the box, I see the left side is the strong side. We have two deep tackles, a middle linebacker, and the guy off the edge there. So we're going to switch sides. And this is that load option. So I'm not going to sprint right away. Not going to sprint. It's kind of just a timing thing. As you can see, you take what you get. We got, 5-6 yards there. We're going to switch it to the weak side. And wait for a fullback to get set. There we go. No sprint. It helps you just keep that edge, man. It just helps your fullback get out there, that tight end, that wide receiver on the edge block out there. Now, something I like to do in in-game situations, depending on how they're playing, if I need a little bit extra help, what's nice about the close is you have those wide receivers. Now, what you can do is actually change personnel. And you actually change your wide receiver to some tight ends, right? Godsden, 95 run block on the theme team, or 95 run block for option on Ultimate Team. But we'll throw Gronkowski over here, and I'm going to throw Gadsden on the outside. Now we have Flexbone close. Now we have two tight ends on the outside. That is just going to help with run blocking. Now let's do the rocket toss. Let's see what we got here. Again, they're stacking that left side, so we're going to flip that play, and we actually are going to run this toward Gadsden, who actually has 95 run block now. So hopefully this edge is just going to be sealed, and we can get some good yards. Might have to make a little magic happen. We don't, and that's just the reality of this offense. You're not going to get huge plays. I break them out every now and then. You're going to have some nice stick work, juke, truck, all that stuff. You're going to have to do something to make it work. We're going to run that towards the strong side, see if there's any difference over here with Rob. A little bit better. Take what you can get your 4 or 5 yards. Go on to the next play. So that is kind of the same rules apply to the tight as close as the Flexbone normal. Now we're going to move on to the Flexbone U off. Real quick, the close pass plays. I do not run play action. And do not run play action when it comes to... I picked the wrong play. Sorry. Don't run play action when it comes to the Flexbone. All right? When you're under center, do not run play action. it is kind of tough. So avoid that play action one. Rocket toss rollout isn't too bad. I do like the slants in trials. However, I kind of put mine on a little bit of a route concept, a different route concept. Corners is nice. Corners is nice. I kind of, this is what I do with corners. This is what corners normally sets up. I would put ball on a streak and maybe Genty on a streak as well. Leave it at that. Sometimes I put Genty on a drag, just having another option. You kind of have to sprint out, and you're rolling. You're rolling with under Flexbone. You got to. Whichever side that you can move, you kind of have to do it. We'll put both these guys on streak, and that's how this looks here. Now, again, if you're going to pass it, you might want to put your wide receivers back into your outside wide receiver slots instead of the tight ends. But we're going to rock it with tight ends here. Rob, not too bad there. Okay, so again, passing is more of that pistol and shotgun action, but there is plays that you can run through the Flexbone there. You kind of just got to sprint out. Now, let's get into, we have a couple more here. We have the U off, which gives you a tight end on the right side instead of a running back, and he's actually on the line. So you have a fullback behind you and a running back to the left. Obviously, you can switch sides if you want to. This, again, has a rocket toss, which is really, really nice. The load option is really nice as well. The triple option counter, again, I just don't like counters with the option. It just takes too long to develop. Midline quarterback ISO, we'll run that and show you that. Midline triple option, not the biggest fan again. But yeah, so this one, you're really looking for that rocket toss and the load option. Now, this one's nice with the rocket toss and the load option because, again, that end over there, instead of being a full running back, is your tight end. So should have better run blocking than your second or third running back. And yeah, you kind of just take what you can get. I thought about taking it outside there. We did okay. Honestly, this box is kind of even right now. They have that nickel down into like the linebacker position, so it's 2 and 2 on each side. I would personally run it to the side with the D tackle closest to the center and guard there. As you can see on the right-hand side, he's right there, shaded inside the the right guard. But that way, it's easier for your right guard to just seal that edge. And if you need to, you can take it up the field quicker. He actually didn't do that there, which is ironic. Again, y'all should know by now the offensive line mechanics in this game are tough. Now, what's kind of tricky about switching plays on this side is, as you can see, they actually backed off. Now they brought that corner or that nickel a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, and now we're basically back to where we were, right? It was kind of an unbalance on the left side, but now they brought them down and they backed up the other side. So it's like you can't really, switch it to have that much of an advantage in this formation. But again, I will take 7 to 8 yards on that toss every single time. We'll run it one more time here. Rob Gronkowski is getting his lunch made to, no, it's actually Campbell, really. That was our right tackle. Let's run our load option here. Load option is a pretty good one. Again, load option, do not sprint right away, right? Again, unbalanced to the right. They have more defenders in the box on the right, but again, if you were to switch this, they should make an adjustment. It's going to be the same thing. So, unfortunately, this formation, you kind of just run into the strong side. Don't sprint, and that's okay. Again, I would rather take a little bit of a loss there than try to force the pitch and, it goes flying back, which you've seen literally the first play. But so far, we've been making decent decisions on that. Again, don't sprint. Now I'm sprinting. You might have to do a little wiggle work yourself with the quarterback there, kind of force him back a little bit faster instead of running straight down the line. But here it is again one more time. Don't sprint. Sprint, get behind your fullback. Pitch it if you need to. Just keep it with your quarterback. Again, 8 to 10 yards a pop. Looking pretty nice. So let's call a new play here. Not too bad. U-off actually isn't a bad formation. I love running it, honestly. Passing, I do like the wide receiver corners for this. Again, it is key to get out of the under center. Get out under center if you're going to. Tight end levels is also all right as well. It has a pretty nice effect where you're running the ball, and then here it fakes like you're doing that jet or the jet sweep or the load option, but then you're actually going to pass. Now, what I don't like is as you can see, your running back and your tight end doing the zig kind of end up in the same spot and can kind of be guarded by the one person. So a lot of times I actually put my tight end on a streak and then have my outside Allen to the left come over on a deep drag or a slant or a curl, not curl, or a drag or slant, deep cross. That's it, deep cross. I'm going to run it as is just to show you, and then I'll show you what I do for my adjustments. So it's going to do a fake. We're doing the rocket. You got to get out there, and it's okay, right? I had circle open. I chose not to throw it. I knew I had it open. I was just kind of seeing what the play develops. With this play, that left wide receiver is just kind of out of it. Now, again, I like to get him more involved, so I actually would run him on a deep cross here to look like that. And let's run it like this. Let's run it like this. It kind of gives you a backdoor option. Nice. Nice throw there. Kind of gives that extra backdoor option that, hey, if nothing's open to the right, you can kind of get off there. Now, this is what I like to run. This is what I like to run here. Oh, nope, wrong. We'll do that. That's how I like to run it. Streak Gronk, that tight end. Keep a Dunze on that C route. Slant my backside wide receiver. Backside wide receiver is open a lot. A lot. That's kind of who you're working with. But as you can see there, I am hauling ass out of under center. Again, this is how I run it here. Slant, streak, tight end, and get out of dodge. Get out of it. Go. Back up. Bad throw. But you get the point. You get the point. It's not a bad play, but you got to get out. I'm gonna keep saying that this whole video. You got to get out if you're under center. Anything else passing-wise, the FL dive is okay. Or drive, sorry, is okay. But other than that, I'm not really passing too much. It's more of a run offense for me, or run formation for me. Moving on to East. Again, not too bad. Kind of switched, but as you can see here, from the Y off and the flex bones, your running backs are shaded outside the tackle. Now, when you come into East, they're actually shaded inside the tackle, so a little bit different here. Now, fullback dive, I love this. I love this formation with the fullback dive. It works pretty well. I enjoy it. Again, this is, from what I remember, yeah, you're going to want to run it to the side that is actually head up with your guard here on a four-man front, and you just hand it off, and you just push your stick forward. This is what I do. This is when it's 4th and inches, 4th and 1. You need a little bit. Push it forward. I'm literally just pushing, not doing anything else. Just push it forward. It does a pretty decent job. Sometimes, yes, you get stuff, but more than times than not, you're taking 2, 3, 4 yards from your opponent. Now, it does change if they were to blitz somebody, right? They bring up a linebacker in the middle there. It could get a little funky with the animations, but your center should just pick them up, and hopefully you get more than a yard or getting stuff there like that one. But I do like that. It's a really nice goal line play for me. The inside veer triple option, a really nice play. We'll run that. Halfback dive. Now, you can even see it starred. I actually like this one a lot. We'll run this first. It's literally just what it is. That halfback, instead of being, like I said, shaded to the outside of the tackle, it's shaded inside of the tackle, and it's just snap the ball, hand it off. Again, I treat this as another fullback dive. Different option, right? You come out, it's 4th and 1, you run your fullback dive, you get it. Maybe you later in that drive, later in the game, you get down to that 4th and 1 again, 4th and inches, and they're like, okay, he ran that fullback dive, I'm going to stack it there, but then you bring this out, the halfback dive, and again, you take your 1, 2, 3, 4 yards from it. Honestly, I think I found more success with the fullback dive, yards-wise. I think they both work well and work most of the time, but you definitely get more yards with the fullback dive. I just kind of wiggled my way through and found an opening, whereas this one, again, if you were to change it, they shift their line. So you're always going to be going right at that D tackle shaded inside of the guard and center. So, again, you just take what you can get, and hopefully it works out. Again, another good short yardage play there. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be all right. Midline triple option as well, and you have your inside veer. Now, I like the inside veer because it gives you the option to hand it off to the fullback or not. Again, this one isn't bad. You have that little space between the center and guard. If that center takes the right, well, actually kind of, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why it's saying we're reading the right outside linebacker or the right in there. It should be the opposite side. I digress. Hold on to it, sprint out, and get what you get. You can, like I said, hand it off. Never mind. I got him confused. You can't hand this one off. So there we go. Take what you can get. Another good one there. Got them confused. Sorry, boys. Now, that was the inside veer. Works really nice. Now, the midline triple option. This is the one that if you can hand off to your fullback, you can. I'm not going to hold it. And there it goes. You can also run it with your quarterback like that. See, that one just absolutely blown up. And it just happens. That just happens. It actually happens a lot. Right? That D tackle there. He could have tackled me again, but we got the pitch out, and we were looking pretty nice. For passing wise out of this formation, East formation, don't like the play action. Counter-strike isn't bad. And flanker. I actually run flanker a lot. So let's run flanker, drag to that square here. This is how it looks like once it shows everything. There it is. I literally don't change much to this. Honestly, I kind of run it stock like this. Keenan Allen gets that defender out of there, right? And you have that drag, and you have Genty doing about 10-yard in. And you just read it. Read who you can get. The drag is there. I'm going down just to save some time and run another play. But, yeah, you read it. Sometimes it's going to be that drag. Sometimes it's the wide receiver drag. Sometimes it's Ashton Genty. And sometimes I want to switch it up. I'll put Genty on a fly. And it looks like that. And you kind of just read who you can, take what you can get. Even in the passing game, you take what you can get with this offense. Genty was a good read there, but actually, Adunze with a nice read there. Goes down for a long play. So flanker is a really nice play. Again, get out of dodge, get behind you. And then corner strike isn't bad. Now, I like to put Gronkowski, the tight end on the left, on a streak. Genty, I like to put on a wheel, either a wheel route, or I put him on a Texas route. And this is what it looks like on a Texas. Kind of just read it. We'll throw to the outside there. Nice little catch and throw. Now, this one doesn't seem to bring too much pressure against you. You kind of can just take your drop with this one. And again, we're going to hit that outside corner there, or outside receiver. We'll put Genty on a wheel route. This is what it kind of looks like. Sometimes I put just spitball in here. Sometimes I put Gronkowski on a deep cross like this. Right? Kind of have a couple different options. Oh my, that was, yo. What a throw, huh? But yeah, not too bad. You got a couple of plays out of there passing wise that do well as well. We're going to go over to over tackle. Okay, over tackle. As you can see, we're bringing a tackle over. Yo, Audi is just dropping knowledge, right? Over tackle, you would think, who would have thought? Tackle over. So yeah, you're bringing your extra lineman over. Now, I'm going to be honest. I do not run this formation. I do not like it. I don't like the plays in it. I don't run this. Okay? You do have the counter option. I've already said my piece about counter options. I'm not a fan. Inside veer triple option, it's okay. Power, QB power, corners is all right. You're very one-dimensional. It's all on one side of the field with this one. I do not like it. I don't. I really don't. The fullback dive, the motion man, actually kind of gets in the way of the fullback. Just don't run it. The only thing I run, and if it's, as you see, I've called it 14 times. QB power. This one's okay. Again, this one with the power, you're not going to want to sprint right away. You're going to want to snap it, stand for a second, and then sprint out to the right and just read your blocks, get what you get. Right? The fullback does a funky little thing. It just doesn't work too well. Again, snap it, read. The fullback just kind of doesn't get out of the way. Doesn't get out of the way, and you can't really move anybody. You can't motion. You can motion your wide receivers. It's not going to do anything. Right? It's just funky. that fullback has to go, and they just don't have it programmed to that. So honestly, I do not really call anything in tackle over. Now we got the tight formation. Now, this is nice. You get 2 tight ends on the line, as you can see here, compared to the normal. They're out wide. Close, they're still wide receivers, but we obviously put in our tight ends there. And now we're on to tight formation. I like the fullback toss out of this. Not too bad. Counter, kind of the same thing. You kind of take what you get. Sometimes it works, sometimes you don't. Load option is really nice. I like this one. We'll run the load option real quick. And now I like this one because, again, you got tight ends on the field with you. With options, though, and motions, you can't obviously move somebody over. It would be kind of cool if I could motion heap over to the left, just have an extra blocker there, but you can't. Don't sprint, let your fullback in front of you, pitch it if you want, take your yards, and look at that. We are almost out for the races. Almost out to the races. Let's run it again. Again, don't sprint with your quarterback on an option, a straight option like this. And sprint, let your fullback get out there. We luckily got that pitch off. And there you're just fighting. You're just fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now, I would probably run this play the opposite side here. They do have a guy on the line and an extra guy to the left. So we're going to run it to the weak side of the defense. Don't sprint, and we're just going to take with Braxton there. Take what we can get. Take what you can get. I'm going to switch the side again. Run to the right, weak side. They even brought down the guy on the left even more. So glad we're switching it over. Don't sprint. That was a weird animation by Ball. He kind of cut it inside. Normally he just keeps going right. Whatever, this game is fun. This game is fun with their coding. So there's that. You also have the rocket toss, which again just works well. I don't think I have to show that one. Again, run it to the opposite side of the strong side of the defense. Now, I do like the wing back dive here. Gives you extra blockers, an extra tight end. Again, there, I probably should have taken that outside. You're kind of reading your defense, or kind of reading the holes there. We're taking it outside here. Try to cut it up. Of course, my two plays there weren't the best judgment. So you kind of have to get it down. Here we go. This one's the outside. Man, the awareness in this game of your fullbacks are just... I mean, I'm pretty sure Carson has pretty decent awareness as well. But he just does not touch a soul going forward. So I might have to make a switch there, Carson, at fullback, but I digress. Not too bad there for the tight. Again, it just brings in your tight ends. Now, I actually don't mind the passing from this. Again, they have that flood option there if you want it. You have tight end option there. I don't really run that too often. Play action, fullback dive, don't run that. Don't run hook flats. But zig outs is pretty nice. I like the zig outs. Now, what I do for this is I actually, instead of giving Carson an option route or a delayed route, I actually put him on a pass block your fullback, and then I actually put Heap, that right tight end, on a streak. This is how this runs. This is how I like it. If you really want to, you could put Gronkowski on a deep cross, but we'll just run it how I run it here. Zig out, and one of them is open on the left or right. Let's run that again. Here, Heap, right tight end on a streak. If it shows, there it is. And I'm going to put Rob on... Hey, nope. Hit the wrong button. Ah, gosh dang it. Reset it. Reset the play. Back to our normal. Streak. And Gronkowski on a deep cross. Gotta get out of dodge. There. There you go. It isn't bad. I like it. I run it. It's cool. You also have corners, which is really nice for a passing play. Again, this is how I kind of run corners. It's your tight ends that run the corner route. Put Genty on a streak. And Ball on a streak. You could do that. Honestly, I'd probably keep Ball on that zig, but we'll just run it as is. Kind of, they all run together in the middle, and they all split up. So it does take a little second to develop. We'll put Ball on a... You can't put him on a zig. We'll do that there. Get some more separation. Heap. Not too bad. Kind of just slowly develop. Kind of mess around with the routes. See what you like. But those are the pass plays out of tight that I run. But tight, you're going to be more of running the ball. Last one in the Flexbone, and then we have 2 more formations. So I know it's going to be a longer video, but we're going to go through it and break it down everything I can. Trio right. All right, trio right. Now, I like the pass plays from this, and we'll get to that. Inside veer triple option, it's okay. I just don't like, we'll run it here. I just don't like when the running back is already out there to the right, leading you already. It's just an awkward pitch. It's a pitch hard to read. I've pitched that before, and they just catch it and take it for a touchdown. It's really, I don't like it. I don't run it. See, you take it inside just a little bit. It's in traffic. The only good thing sometimes is if you actually take your quarterback and run him in behind Genty, your running back, and you pitch it forward, it's actually a pass. So if you don't get it, it actually is a pass. So it goes as an incomplete pass. So that's like the only broad spot of it. But you kind of have to like run it like this. You kind of have to. This one actually worked out well, but I'm just telling you guys online, normally that does not happen. So I don't really run it too much. Let's get back to it, though. You have the fullback dive, which works nice in short yardage as well. Midline triple option. Power. I do like the running back power here. And that's about it for QB power here. Again, it's just that coding with the fullback on the powers. Honestly, sometimes it's just easier to just go straight up field. Instead of trying to take it, just take the yards you get. Instead of trying to get around your fullback, just hit it up field. Okay. Now, I do like this for the passing plays. There's some pretty good passing ones in here. I love the double post. The double post is awesome. I don't do too much shifting. Okay. Double post, I think they kind of run in the same little area, so I actually put the inside receiver on a deep cross. He just gets there faster than the backside post, and it comes in a little bit closer. Right, he's way faster compared to that deep post there. But that's all I do. That's really all I do. Put him on a deep cross, your slot receiver to the right. I guess Allen sometimes I will put on a slant just to get him out of the way to the left. But Genty there works out fine if we can hold the ball. I forgot we're blitzing. But yeah, that's what I do for the pass. Pretty nice. I like it. It works for me. All go is a really good one as well. Now, all go, I would actually put Ross on a deep cross here and put Genty on should be a wheel route. There we go. Wheel. Looks like this. Let's run it. Okay. I hit the wrong button, but Genty was wide open. I thought he was triangle for some reason. He is not, by the way, if you didn't know that. Deep cross, slot receiver, Genty on a wheel. Genty, again, this is the problem with under center on your Flexbone formation. You got to get out of there. I mean, it's an instant shed. It's tough. That's why I don't really recommend too much throwing out of it, but you got to every now and then, right? You got to. Play action fullback, don't do it. Smash, I do. Smash is a good play. Smash is nice because the fullback actually gets out of the way to the left. Okay, and I actually put, normally, Dunze over there is on a little curl. I actually put him on a drag. This is how I set it up. Braxton, of course, when the lights are on, not performing well. But hit that drag over the middle. Take what you get. Run it. Boys, run it. That concludes the Flexbone option of this playbook. We got 2 more formations because the Power I and Maryland I, they don't have anything else. They just have the standard plays. So Power I, 2 fullbacks set, which is nice. Running back, a tight end, and a wide receiver off to the outside. You have double lead, which isn't too bad. It's literally just basically dive play with 2 fullbacks leading for you. Now, Power O is nice. Halfback blast is pretty nice as well. Fullback dive is good. I've seen people run the misdirection. I'm not a big fan of it. Also, zone, running back zone, not the big fan of it. I kind of, even the passing play, this whole line, I just don't use too much. I don't use too much the passing or misdirection or zone. So we'll go with the double lead here. Well, again, we'll bring some blitz, and it's literally just follow your running back or follow your fullbacks and try to get something. Right? Again, this is a short yardage. Get something, follow them. Play off your fullbacks. They're going to be, trying to block anybody that can. Go in different directions. Try to hit it outside. Not doing the greatest here job. But you kind of just bounce around, hoping to get a couple yards. Again, short yardage play. A dive play isn't going to be a play that's 10, 15 yards down the field, right? You're going to take a couple and try to do something with it. Now, the Power O is pretty nice. I like the Power O. Normally, it works out pretty well. There's that. You can either take it at the outside or inside. How it sets up. You have that right guard pulling. You have your two fullbacks. The only problem is sometimes, as you can see there, that right guard just isn't as fast. Now, let's try not sprinting right away. Okay, well, let's try to block somebody, Rob Gronkowski, because, wow, you got absolutely destroyed. There we go. It's just tough. That right guard not being fast enough. Let's switch sides. Let's see if we run it this way. Ooh, I like that. That motion. Wow, look at how much space you have over there. Now, if we can't block this in, I don't know what to tell us. There it is. Boom. That's nice. Probably won't happen too often in a game. But they switched their whole defense over there. Ooh. Maybe it's glitchy. Again, online, I think they user that, and they switch it up. But nice little convoy there. Choose new play. We also have, like I said, don't like the blast is all right. Just runs it to the weak side. I don't really need to show that. Fullback dive again. Sometimes, I believe this one lets you motion him out. It doesn't. I thought this one let you motion out Genty, but this is fullback dive. Just take what you get. Get your 2, 3, 4, 5 yards, whatever it is. Passing out of this, again, this is a very run-heavy playbook. Only one I really run from this is this play action Power O. Run the Power O a couple times, hit him with the play action. Hopefully it works. Again, not sure why we're passing it in a Maryland formation. We have a tight end and two fullbacks, but hey, to each their own. You can do what you want with that information. Again, I would just probably use that play as a run, or run that formation as a run play. Last one here. This could be a long video, boys. Maryland I. 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks stacked up in front of the running back. Everyone is in tight. Now, halfback lead, dive. Power O is nice. QB sneak. They do have the QB sneak. So if you want a different look than the goal line play, people don't expect it. I don't think a lot of people know the QB sneak is in this playbook. So if you need that, I'm not going to run a QB sneak because we're in the middle of the field and it would just kind of work. But if you're in the goal line, you kind of know how QB sneaks are in this game. It's kind of almost 50-50. So good luck, but you can run that as well. Halfback blast to the weak side, it's okay. But yeah, you're really looking at the lead and the Power O. We're going to go with the lead here. And it's just kind of funny too, seeing 2 fullbacks just hop to the right. And you can get it outside. Worked out for you. I think this might be the only touchdown of the video. It is. Imagine that. Imagine that on one of the most run-heavy there. But yeah, you kind of just follow your fullbacks. So you can see there, they take that little step to the right, and you got to either read, are you going outside or are you going inside of them? This side will go inside, get a couple yards. Okay. That is that halfback lead. You have the Power O here. We'll run to the other side. Power O. Again, not too bad. It kind of just depends on that pulling guard. How fast and how good is that pulling guard going to be? He kind of pushes you along there. If you can get inside, great. If you can bounce outside, you can't. We'll switch sides here. That side on the left is a little more stacked, so we'll run into Gronkowski's side and see if we can make anything happen. Nice. our 70 there, we kind of had two options to pick up, and he didn't pick up either. So here we go. One more time here. Bounce to the outside. 70, please touch it, buddy. Jesus. Okay. Last here. I don't remember if the power O play action is kind of like the last one. It's okay. But that's the only options you got. Or you got the play action wheel. Play action doesn't really work too well. Run the ball. Run the ball with your Maryland eye. But yeah, that concludes this part one of the Air Force option playbook, or just option playbook in general. Like I said, Air Force has majority of the same as all of the other playbooks. Again, my ranking is Air Force option playbook, the option playbook itself, the regular OG one. You have Army, and then Navy. I probably wouldn't touch Navy. Everything else is pretty nice. Next, part 2 in a couple days, we'll go over the pistol and gun, which actually covers a lot more passing, and then incorporating the run as well. But as you can see, gun is actually 30% of my go-to. Flexbone is 34. So I actually run a lot of gun in this in the triple option formation. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am out, boys. Peace.